Well, good morning. As Brendan said, I'm Dr. Linda Moore. I think most of you know me as a member of the Board of Trustees, but I'm also the chair of the Athletic Hall of Fame Selection Committee. And when Marty asked me to take over that role, it was an honor. I'm not sure I'm worthy, but I have a great group of people, and together we hope to make the Hall of Fame a vibrant part of Quincy University and Quincy University athletics. So this year's class includes one team and one individual. As Brendan indicated, both were pioneers in living the mission of Quincy University, and that is to change the world. So I think we can be very proud of what they did, both on the court, on the field, and off the court and off the field. First, I'm proud to announce the selection of the 1954-55 men's basketball team, the first team to represent QU, or Quincy College at the time, in the national tournament. At that time, this team was also the winningest team in the history of Quincy basketball. Along with the induction of this team, we will also honor other individuals who were part of the Harry Forster era from 1954 to 1957. I cannot begin to tell their story without quoting their infamous coach, Coach Harry Forster, who at his own induction ceremony said this: "The success of that era, however, was well beyond the basketball court, winning seasons and postseason tournament play. Then, as now, the true success will always be defined by the challenges the team faced because of having 5 black players on the team. If one of our black players was subjected to racism, we all were, regardless of skin color. Our success as a team can be measured by winning games, despite the racism we experienced, winning the State of Illinois championship, despite being harassed for playing for black players at the same time, and playing hard-fought games to represent Quincy on a national level that would make the community and the college proud of our performance, both on and off the court. While their athletic abilities led us to game victories, it was their courage to keep going in the face of adversity that led us to personal triumphs." Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to introduce a member of that team, Mr. Dick Thompson.
You have to be extra careful when you give a guy a microphone. You never know what might come out. When I think back to that era, in 1954-55, I came to Quincy College at the time. I was going to be this pioneer at the University of Illinois. I was going to be the first African-American player to play on that team. But I had a little discourse with the coach, and that didn't work out. So when I came back home, a couple of guys, Ed Crenshaw, one, who's now deceased, came by and said, "Hey, how about coming over and helping us out?" And I said, "No, I don't think so. I'm just going to go back to work." Because the dream I had was a little higher than Quincy College, you know, just to be truthful. But I did come to Quincy College, and my life changed. And when I think about that, even at this stage, I get a little emotional. Because God had a different plan. Of course, I didn't realize that at the time. But that was to pave a road right here at this school. And of course, I met the other guys who were already here, and we just had a great time. The adversities makes you rise above where you need to be in order to succeed. And I just want to say thank you to Quincy College, now Quincy University, for the opportunity to play. Because not only did I get to play, but then I went into another field of education, which was still another pioneer of being the first African American to open some doors. So all of those things started right here. And when we went to that national tournament, it was just another game, not realizing that history was being forged, and I was going to be a part of that. So when I got the call from Linda, and she said, "Hey, you guys going to be in the Hall of Fame?" I said, "Oh, big deal." But it was a big deal. And I'm honored to be here as a living representative of that team. Now, there's some other guys that are going to hopefully come. but it was truly good for her to ask me so that I could stand here and say thank you for all that the school has done for me.
Thank you, Dick. Next, I'd like to introduce you to someone who has a very special place in my heart, and I'm going to try not to cry. As an undergrad student, I had the privilege of working in the PR office, and part of my responsibilities was covering the men's national championship team. Well, as an 18, 19-year-old, that was pretty cool. But I remember having conversations with other students, especially other female students. We wanted what the guys had. We wanted the opportunity to play soccer. So we went to the school administration, and Cheryl Hanks was the athletic director at the time. I don't remember who the dean of students was, but both of them were pretty hesitant. Finally, they said yes if we could do two things. First of all, we had to raise the money to pay all our own expenses. Secondly, we had to find a faculty sponsor. Well, you know, we were like, oh my gosh, what faculty member is going to give up their time to be our soccer sponsor, to travel with us to all these games? So one of the girls volunteered, Bill Postiglione, and we went to him. He answered the call. He said yes. He'll probably admit at the time he didn't know much about soccer, but he became a great friend, a great sponsor, a great ally, and over the years his record was something like 181, 171, and 28. He coached several All-Americans. In his first decade, he took the team from a club team to the NCAA Final Four. So I think he's earned the title coach. So ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bill Postiglione.
Well, I hate to start out by correcting you. That was in 1994 and 1995 that we went to the Final Four, and we were a varsity program at that time. Yeah, we went varsity in 1983, and they made me an offer that I couldn't refuse to coach the team. They said, we'll make the club team a varsity team if you will coach it for no pay with no budget. Now, what man could turn down an offer like that? But, you know, we had a lot of fun in those days. You know, we had to raise our own money, you know, and, you know, we traveled, you know, by school bands, traveled all over the place. One of my fondest memories of that era was we went over and we played Eastern Illinois. And after the game was over, several of the girls came to me and said, would it be okay if we went, they wanted to go to a Dan Fogelberg concert. Maybe some of you remember Dan Fogelberg from those days. So I said, I don't know, it's a club team. I said, okay, that's fine, but you got to meet us at the University of Illinois, who we were playing the next day. I said, all right. I said, you know where the field is, where the school is? Okay, yeah, we'll be there. So we get there. We got like 8 players. And the game is ready to start. So I said, well, just stay compact. Don't try to knock the ball around too far up front. Play defense. Hopefully, at some point, the rest of them will show up. So, as God is my witness, it is 0-0 at the half. And the rest of the team shows up. And we lose 3-0. Should have left them there. But you know, we had a lot of fun in those days. We had a lot of fun. And then when we went to the NCAA, you know, well, we did make, in the 3rd year of our varsity program, we did make the NAIA Elite 8. And this is another wonderful memory. Our 2 best players and most experienced players were a girl named Kathy Summer and another girl from St. Louis named Cindy Schreppe. So the game is tied and we go to penalty kicks. And we lose on penalty kicks because two of our players missed the penalty kicks. Now you can pretty much guess who those two players were. Kathy Summer and Cindy Schreppe, the two best players and most experienced players on the team. So we wound up losing to go to the Final Four. And that was a disappointment, but we also, got a lot out of that. We got a lot out of that in terms of we were capable of playing with good teams around the country. Then the next year we went to the NCAA, and eventually went to the NCAA Division II. And so by the early 90s, we knew we had a pretty good team, and we had the good fortune of recruiting two girls from the Alton area down in Illinois. And I remember I was sitting in my office, and the admissions office called me up and said, we've got a couple of recruits here. I was wondering if you could come down. And I said, oh man, I got a class in a little bit. I said, two? I said, yeah. And they said, they're sisters, they're twins. And this little light bulb went off in my head. And I said, and they're from the Alton area, and they're twins? And I said, what are their names? They said, Cammie and Carrie Bechtold. I'll be right there. Well, they turned out to be two All-Americans for us, and two of the very, very finest players we've ever had here on the team. And they led us to the Final Four in 1994 and 1995. Two of our really, really best years and best program memories. We kind of slide off a little bit, and the recruiting got tougher. And I can't say that the last 7 years of my coaching career were the most memorable, but all in all, it was a good experience. In the early years, I came under the influence of two people who I think most of you know and respect, Frank Longo, and what was that other guy's name? Oh, John McKenzie? Yeah, John. And he helped me and guided me and stood by me, and when I needed a little kick in the butt, he gave me that too. But and he has remained a good friend all these years. So all in all, it was really a good experience, and I met this young lady here, Linda, and we've stayed friends over the years too. So I really enjoyed it. It was a good experience. I don't know if I belong in this group with people like Dick, John, Jack McKenzie, and some of these other ones, but I do want to thank the committee for the selection, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Our induction ceremony will be held on Saturday, February 18th, with a brunch at 10:30 in the morning, right here in the Hall of Fame room, followed by home games for the men and women's basketball teams. We will honor the inductees again at halftime of the men's home game. So we hope you'll be able to join us on the 18th. And if you would like to say anything to Bill or to Dick following this announcement, please feel free to do so. Thank you for coming. Hope we'll see you on the 18th.